I'd like to tell you a story about how stupid Vince Russo is. Just hang with me for a moment because I got to give you some context. Back in 2014, when Brad and I were leaving commercial radio and starting podcasting, we didn't know anything about podcasting. So we started up with these guys called the Realm Network. And the Realm Network was Mark Ronick, Lowell Meltzer, and Buzz Burbank, whose real name is Mike Elston. And they were three guys who used to be associated with the Don and Mike show out of DC, but they had branched off and started their own network. And they had a few shows on there, and we thought, hey, maybe we can actually work with these guys and make some money. Spoiler alert, we didn't because they were awful business people. But anyway, they were able to con Vince Russo out of about $20,000. That's coming up. Vince Russo found himself afloat. He had been locked out of his website, I think kicked off Podcast One, and he came to the Realm Network and said, hey, can I join you guys? And he did. And he was on the same network as Brad and Britt and the Katie Vick is Alive podcast. And at first, things were great. We got along with Vince fantastically. Bryant and I would have him on the Katie Vick show, and he would plug our stuff, and we got along famously. But then Vince, who considers himself to be part of the God Squad now, didn't make it past the book of Leviticus, starts a lot of homophobic and anti-trans bullshit. And Bryant and I call him out on this. And we say it's not right, and it's terrible, and it's awful. And Vince would not come to us. He would complain through Mark Ronick of the Realm Network. And Mark would send us a note going, hey, you can't do that. And I would say to Mark, you're not paying me anything. If you don't pay me anything, you can't really tell me what to do. So we would go on, and Vince would make another bullshit anti-gay or anti-trans statement. We would call it out. And Mark would call us again and say, hey, you can't do that. And I would remind Mark, you're not paying me anything. You can't really tell me what to do. So we left the Realm Network because Vince is more important, and he was probably making the money, and we weren't because they were very bad at business. This video I'm about to show you is from 4 years ago. Vince Russo decides he's going to buy the Realm Network because Mark Ronick tells him we're getting out. Now, the Realm Network was made up of shows that no one listened to. At that point, there was no Katie Vick is Alive. There was no Brad and Britt. There was no The Gaming Marathon. Everyone had left. These guys didn't make any money. And Vince Russo is buying a website. You'll hear the figure $20,000. At this point, 4 years ago, if you spent $8,000 or $10,000, you could buy a pretty good website that would do about everything you needed to do. He spent $20,000 on some bullshit that didn't work. That's what you're about to hear. Roll 'em.
With all this building on a daily basis, I received a call from Mark Ronick of Realm.
Who?
Mark Ronick. My good friend, Mark Ronick. It's fucking Ronick. It's like, within 5 seconds. I've had dinner with Mark Ronick. I've sat at a table eating dinner with Mark Ronick before.
Informing me that he wanted to move on to other things and he was going to shut down the Realm Network.
All right, now I'm going to shut up for a minute because it's very important. This is the part where the villain of our story takes one right up the ass.
It was at that time that the light bulb immediately went off in my head. Buy it. Use it as a platform to celebrate the freedom of speech. I wrote checks of over $5,000 3 weeks in a row to build a Realm Network.
$5,000 over 3 weeks in a row. I want you to continue to remember these figures.
Okay, say that again. Say it again. $5,000.
More than $5,000 over 3 weeks in a row. So he says he's paying $20,000.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's
what now? What are we up to?
Well, I don't know if we're paying installments of $6,000 and change to get up to 20 over a period of 3 weeks. I don't know what we're doing, but
he's using like 5,000 is like a roundish number.
Roundish number. I don't know how, but he's we're at least 15 grand into this thing, but he's saying it's 20. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
In a month, we were ready to launch. Everything was ready to go. But we kept having this damn problem with the RSS feed. The developer of Realm couldn't figure it out, nor could the programmer of the program it appeared they were getting into. Now this became an issue. We were being set back. Since I was paying the developer by the hour, $200 an hour to be exact, the money started mounting up.
So maybe that's where he gets the $20,000 fee. He wrote checks of like over $5,000 over 3 weeks. And then he has to pay this guy $200 an hour. And then that's how he gets to 20.
Maybe
that's how he gets.
We'll give him
I
some
was
benefit of the
now
doubt.
at 3 times the original cost I was quoted to launch Realm.
Oh, whoa. That just blew our theory out the water, didn't it?
That's fantastic. Hang on.
Up. I was now at 3 times the original cost I was quoted to launch Realm.
All right. This is where I have to stop everything. What is he paying for? What is he paying $20,000 for?
That's
what is this man paying?
What am I missing?
What is he paying for? Somebody, I am not going to set myself up as a good businessman. I'm not a good businessman, but somehow I've managed in doing this for 7 years not to spend $20,000 on fuck all. What value is there to what did this man buy? How stupid are you?
What, $60 a month? Is that what you said?
Yes. Maybe for the Mondo huge package on Limson. Like I said, there's Podbean and many others that do it for free. You can't. I could put you on the West Coast and I could say, Brian, we're going to take 3 years. I want you to walk through every town on the West Coast. I'll do the same thing on the East Coast. I'll meet you in Kansas. We could not find somebody that would pay $20,000 for the Realm Network. You and I couldn't do it. It's not physically possible. I have a car in my driveway, a 2013 Toyota Prius that has 275,000 miles on it. It is worth more than the Realm Network. That car is worth more.
More dependable too.
I can tell you right now. What did this idiot spend and again, part of me feels sorry for him. And part of me is like, well, listen, Vince, if you have this incredible faith in God, do you think God wanted you to take $20,000 and wipe your ass with it? The end of the story is he's bought less than nothing.
I had to make a decision. And on Sunday night, a decision was made for me. As Jeff and I worked feverishly into the night, trying to figure this out.
Watching Brokeback Mountain, drinking Cabernet.
While we were sitting on our computers, somebody hacked into the program.
Listen, I don't even know what Grindr is. Would you shut up?
Attempting to compromise it and do considerable damage. Right before our very eyes, they were tampering with our hard work.
The horrors! Somebody tampering with your hard work and blocking you from being on a network. What could that be like?
Perhaps looking to just wipe it all out. Yes, somebody wanted us silenced. Being totally helpless, we called our server company to shut down the site immediately.
Magic beans. You bought magic beans, Jack. That's what you just bought for $20,000.
Yeah, we could restore the site, but would this same person just go back in and attempt the same damage?
I'm telling you. You build a website, you get GoDaddy domains, you get somebody. If you try very hard, you can spend $5,000. If you try like really, really, really hard, you can spend $5,000. Maybe God is punishing the bad people. Dear God, please let this end up in a lawsuit. Please, 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 please let this end up in an ugly, protracted lawsuit.